This is my first attempt at making a stool, and I'm going to show you how I made it. As you can see, I've already made a leg. What I'm going to be doing is copying this to the best of my ability. Probably should have used a template, but next one will be better. So just taking it down from a rough block into a nice leg shape. I didn't go anything fancy. First one, I just wanted to see how this pine turned down really. It's made out of 2x4, which I've cut down into 2x2 rectangles. I mean, I can't complain about how it turned. So we'll see how this comes out. I'm using this clamp to make sure that it is the same size as the other one. So what I did was I took the first leg, put the clamp down as tight as it goes, made sure it's still slid across the whole leg, and now I can use it to check that the other leg is the same size. My tool rest isn't really long enough to do whole legs, so I have to do it in 2 halves, which makes it a bit worse, but I'll probably get a longer tool rest at some point. Just making it smooth with the skew, yeah. And giving it a nice sand, starting off on 40 grit, nice and high. This lets me shape it a bit more so that it's nice and uniformed. You want to make sure you're moving pretty quick with this, otherwise you get deep scratches, which you don't really want because they're not the easiest to get rid of. Then went up to 60 grit. Once again, moving nice and quick, try not to get any scratch marks in it. And then this is 120 grit. Just doing the same, making sure the previous sanding lines are out. Makes it nice and smooth. I did actually go up to 240, but I didn't record it because sanding's boring. Here I'm marking out the length with my tenon, just making sure they're roughly the same. Didn't really matter because I was going to be chopping them down to length, but made them similar so that it's just easier to work with. Double checking. I'm using a carbide chisel here because it allows me to get nice and flat up with the actual leg. Just gives me nice square edges. Once again, that didn't really matter because I was also doing some extra cuts to make it sit nicely on the bottom of the stool, but it's worth doing. Gives me a bit of extra practice. Here I'm using a 22mm spanner or something like that because I turned the other one down to that spanner size, so I'm once again just using it to gauge that it's the right size. It actually worked very well, surprisingly. No gaps in the top of the stool, so can't complain. Just putting some finishing adjustments on it, making sure it's all nice and even all the way across. That's it, turned down. Check how smooth it is. It's pretty smooth. Compare it to the other one. Boom. Pretty much identical. Right, this is the tabletop. Not the tabletop, the stool top. What I've done is traced round circle, cut it out with a jigsaw, and now I'm just using my router table, put a nice edge on it, just curving them over, makes it look a bit better, feel nicer. Look at that, nice soft edges, no sharp corners. Should also reduce the splintering, because if you have a sharp edge, it's likely to splinter. Marking out where I'm going to cut for the wedges. Didn't actually record me cutting all the way through for the wedges because a bit boring. But I thought I'd leave this bit in just to show that I did it. Right, tap the wedges in, and then all you got to do, cut them decently flat. You can sand them all the way down, so you just want to make sure you cut them almost there and try not to cut into the actual stool, because I'd actually say it's harder to get the scratches out of the stool than it is to sand down the leg a bit more. It's all been sanded at this point. I've gone over it with the orbital, so it's nice and smooth. And then I'm ebonising it with white vinegar and steel wool. Leave it in a jar for a few days, and it turns the wood darker. You're meant to do it on oak because of the molecules or something in it. It works well, but I did it on this pine. It didn't turn black, but it turned definitely darker, so it kind of worked. And it's cheaper than a stain, so can't complain about that. I did 2 or 3 coats of this, didn't record them because once again a bit boring, but it came out quite nice. Right, and then I'm just gonna oil it. This actually made it even darker, so that's good, and you can really see how it hasn't actually affected the visibility of the grain, which you might get with some finishes. It's actually made it more defined, so I think it's actually worked very well. And there it is, finished. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a like, give me a subscribe, possibly, and yeah, I'll try and get another video out as soon as possible.